Hello. The image you see here is the homepage of the Ratchada Amulet Center website, which belongs to Sia Kui Ratchada. There is a phone number and a QR code for contacting Sia Kui directly. On the Ratchada Amulet Center website, one interesting thing is this is a talk that uses large image files. FC can go in and look at different amulets, especially gold amulets. Some they choose Sia amulets, which are the best of Hikuis, and put them here. It is considered a big book for the amulet industry. Hikui is still intent on developing this website. How many people are viewing it now? He now has a total of...
Everything is here. Whatever type of amulet you want to look at, Sia Kui has organized them into categories. It's really worth studying. It's easy to access, say you want to see gold coin amulets. Just scroll down and they'll appear. Sia Kui uses high resolution images. So no matter how much you zoom in, the image doesn't blur. You can enlarge it as much as you want, even to the size used in newspapers if you print it yourself. And if you want to see the back in detail, just scroll up a bit more. See? You can see everything so clearly. This can serve as a master reference for studying amulets, especially online. Every detail and flaw is visible, and nothing is hidden. Alright, now let's take a look at the top viewed item. The number of viewers last night and yesterday was 175 people at midnight. As of now, at 4 p.m., there are 716 viewers. We'll summarize again at midnight. But for today, the total number of views is 1,311,460. The restriction of 1,311,460 is not a small number. In the past, Sia Kui was restricted from publishing in magazines. In a moment, we'll talk with Sia Kui about the puppy that he mentioned 45 years ago. Up here, if we include TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, there are 1,650 viewers who have tuned in.
At the very least, you should be familiar with the sound of Ratchada. We'll talk with Sia Kui in a moment. Yes, go. In Rangtep, wow, there's a huge amount, right? Thepui. He's showing us right now that Sia Kui's website is the most modern one. And honestly, what I really like is the large element of the buffalo, you know? It's not just posted on Facebook. When you post on Facebook, the image gets enlarged and it'll get distorted, it'll break apart. Hello, Pitui. Hello, Pitui. What are you up to right now?
Well, when I have free time, I just come and look at amulets.
When have free time, you come look at amulets, right? And back when my wife first started going on trips with me, man, we really got yelled at. Especially by that one guy, Awadam, you know? He said, are you looking for germs or something? Are you trying to spot germs? And then he rolled his eyes at us, remember? And there was that old guy too, asking if we were searching for germs. Today, he said that if it ever gets used, those little punks, we need to settle this right now. You see those little punks everywhere? Like a whole club of them, right?
So why do you think they get so dramatic about it, or is it already drama? Well, honestly, they just don't know. They have no knowledge. They just collect amulets based on what others say. There's no actual historical fact behind it. And when it comes to things like this, especially with Sandage amulets, these days people make them themselves. Old Thai books, cremation ashes, ancient mold seabury thing related to Sunday toe is all mixed up together in the same place. Because, well, the craftsmen who went to repair things just brought everything back here for safekeeping first. When we study from the text in there, they detail everything what materials each piece was made from. But these people, they don't have any knowledge. It's so crowded, brother. The space is packed. I've even cursed at them saying, have you ever even seen the original mold's shadow? If you've never even seen the shadow of the original mold, how can you claim something is the wrong material or incorrect? And in reality, you can't just look at only one aspect when it comes to Fra Sondage amulets. There are so many molds that no matter how stubborn you are, you never have the chance to know them all because you've never seen the real thing. But I have seen the real ones. There are nearly 40 original molds. So every type of carving exists, but you guys only know as much as an animal's tail. Yet you go around acting like expert, pretending to be this and that. I could just curse you out all day.
Hold on.
That's how it is. But honestly, they don't really know anything, and they just keep spreading wrong information.
Who's really going off topic here? While we use every technology available to verify these amulets, whether they're genuine or not, we use everything. But we only use our own rights. I mean, for us, whatever technology is needed to buy this, we use it. But the other side doesn't have to buy any wow. That's a total loss for us.
The reason it hits home is because when it comes to losing, it always comes back to you. You've had to deal with this a lot. It happens all the time, really often, especially with amulets that have already been tampered with by experts. And then the owners have to find a way out together. They end up having to use the machine because science doesn't lie. People can see it with their own eyes. You know it yourself. You see it with your own eyes at that moment. We look at it together. Before coming here, I showed you first that if this is a Somdej amulet, it must have this kind of material. And especially with Luang Pokayo. Or it could be Luang Pu Yam from Wat Sapan Suam Sapan Su. Especially many other famous monks also use the material from Somdej amulets to make theirs. And then they would coat it with lacquer again. If you remove the lacquer, it's Somdej underneath. You see, where has this kind of knowledge ever existed? Nowhere. They just make things up every day, writing for the association and waiting around. I've already said I have no authority. If I did, I'd have to move from Punjab. Why do people buy into the association's classes, which claim to have been around for a long time and to follow international standards? Many come to check the details or are determined to investigate further because they want to know where the real truth lies. They say it's international, but if it's already dead, is it still international? Right? But if you check it scientifically, no matter how many times you die, you're still here. This figure is still here when? Did you ever leave and come back? It's always the same. That's what people in the scientific field say they always lose all their lives. Even in Malaysia, if you want to buy something, you must have this document. If you don't have this document, they won't sell it to you. And especially, it has to be from zero. Otherwise, they'll scold you. In the end, they have everything, just like they used to look down on us for.
Looking for votes, looking for germs, joint pain, looking for something, turns out they have everything but don't use it much.
Especially that one song that was involved in the case. People kept saying this and that, treating documents as if they were tools. And their own mothers, they don't know much at all. Do you even realize that in reality, all those monks bought their amulets from dealers? They themselves were deceived. And there are a lot of those monks. And then after all that, they get all cocky and arrogant. They act like they know everything, but in reality, they don't know a damn thing. They come and talk about gold, but seriously, which era are you even talking about? Come on, it's not that complicated. Unless you're completely clueless, just look at the abbot at the nearby temple, that's enough. In over 800 years, there's been 500 kilos. From just one statue, 500 kilos. And it can even be dismantled. We can still break it down and count it in baht, just 2 baht each. These people are just idiots, though, yeah.
Buying Buddha amulets behind the scenes?
Well, right now, it's all about being selective, very selective, because all the good stuff has already been taken.
There are a lot of issues, quite a lot, and people are even more selective than before. They only buy if it's better, if it's more beautiful, then they'll buy. If it's just as beautiful as what they already have, they won't buy. That's right. Some people ask, why don't you sell more, go with the flow like those other guys? The ones who like to comment and say, show us how you sell, go with the trend. But that's all just content. We're not making content, so we don't have to do that.
Whoever wants to show off however much, just let them. Sooner or later, the revenue department will come after them.
Haha, those so-called experts who are great at selling and making money, why don't they call all the time? Now, they don't call anymore. There are a lot of them. You have to notice those experts aren't selling amulets on tour like before.
It's simply changed because the risk is high now. You get hit hard, you know?
Hold on a second. When people come to check and say they lost to the association, does that mean this kind of thing? Aren't they upset or angry? Because this is science. I'm not saying the machine says so.
The machine just helps explain things more clearly. That's all. In the past, when people came in, we'd have them read first. If you have a Somdej amulet, it must contain these materials. If it doesn't have these, then it's not right, because these 56 components are what's listed in the reference books, as I mentioned earlier. Because you can't escape from that. you might ask, what will you know tomorrow? And the app as well. The 5 types of sacred powders and people just make things up or talk nonsense. But for Sondage, he wrote down the formulas and simply used them as a guideline. When making the Buddha amulets, even a single corner wasn't enough. Most of the material was actually lined from oyster shells, followed by various types of soilic soil from 7 fields, 7 piers, 7 ports, 7 ponds, and so on. All of these were mixed in to make that sacred powder. They were just used as a binding agent. This powder is all nonsense, it's all old stuff. Like when you go to those amulet competitions, why are people so happy to be there? I've been to a lot of those events, not every single one, but quite a few. The reason they're happy is because normally I'm not really a social person. I like to keep to myself, stay quiet. You know, if someone wants to come see me, they can. But I don't really go out of my way to see others who aren't there.
The lottery tickets that you bought, bro, did J-Dam get her money back? She got it back, but then lost it again. The idiot, hey. Don't say it. One person already lost and can't get their money back. What about the one who hasn't lost yet? Will they get a refund? Haven't had any expenses yet, huh? You're chasing them for it. You keep chasing them, but they keep making excuses, blaming this and that. The fact that you screamed means you remember it all happened. Just keep it in mind. I've been scammed out of hundreds and only got back about 400. That's out of 100 million, you know, over 100 million, and after deducting 70%, deducting 30%, you just take what you can get. But you're already starving, so what else can you do? And those who aren't dead yet, they're just shameless like this. They can't pay it back either, so they just keep stalling and making excuses over and over.
Today, I'm not naming any names yet, but if I have to ask 2 more times and things still aren't settled with me, I'll put up their picture and expose them. There was a time when an old amulet expert took the amulet and then bailed on the deal. I exposed him right away, and he actually went to the police to file a complaint. He couldn't make a living after that. Everywhere he went, people were afraid of him. That's how fast social media is these days. I'm not afraid to expose people, I really will. I'll post their full picture, and if they want to sue, let them. People will find out the truth one way or another. Let's see who can survive, them or me. But out of the 23 cases I've dealt with, none of them could keep going. Even the people who used to insult me now have to apologize. Don't forget that. They have to apologize to everyone. Don't forget, I have 1,605 followers and fans. Do you think that's a lot? If I call someone out just once, their life becomes difficult, really difficult. They can't make a living anymore because no one trusts them. Because for me, I've never bought amulets on credit, never borrowed anyone's amulet to sell. The amulets I have are all ones I paid for myself. In this amulet industry, where people get scammed for hundreds of millions or even billions, how do you feel about that? Well, they deserve it. Oh, is it that harsh? Because it's scammers scamming other scammers. If you make a living by cheating, you'll end up getting cheated yourself. It's just scammers preying on other scammers. Yeah. I've been scammed before. Because right now there are people that are getting scammed at the same time. It happens. It really does. Especially in the amulet trading circles, you know, there's a huge amount of money involved, so it's easy to get scammed. It happens because it's our line of work. If you're bold enough to play big, you're bound to get caught up in it sooner or later.
Don't just keep talking and rambling on. People will criticize you for it.
Why do people dare to come see me? Well, they boo and criticize so much that it's like, wow, it's really a lot. But when I appear in public, everyone wants to take pictures, meet fans. They say, when they meet me in person, why am I not the same as before? I tell them, actually, whatever kind of clip I make, except for the amulet expert once if it's about amulet experts, my mood changes. That's it. If we're talking about amulet experts, the fake ones, when they come back, my mood changes. That's it. Fake amulet expert.
The Association of Fabricated Partistas is a phrase that's been used before, and I believe that association will come back soon. It won't be long.
They must be arrested. Hiding, booking, hiding John. That's right, hiding John. And then there's every kind of scam and fraud. Everything is in there.
There's someone in the Association of Fakes who said, use your right to leave. This person is actually a big shot in the association, making a real scene, saying, hey, I.
He actually used the word I, you know, your mother. She made a clip and looked like an idiot. Seriously, does the Association of Fakes have people like this as their spokesperson? It really should have gone under a long time ago, even faster than this. Look at this clip too. He posted up like this.
It's like someone with no sense, abusing their privileges. He said there's no need to fake it, just use 10x magnification for amulets.
And then he came to work.
So I'm going to have the police who work on this, those in the scientific field, go teach, go give some lessons. But if we send someone like us to teach, they might not take it seriously or might not listen. So I'll have a senior officer teach them instead. Yeah, they're here in this group, both police and experts, right here as we speak. The association won't just wait around anywhere. The more it waits, the more it comes back. Even he admits that he keeps coming back to wait. Check the air, right? Is it going to be weak or not? Yeah, your inspection method is even better than the associations back in the day. They're just waiting to go down.
They say in detail which material this piece contains, what type, and the exact percentages. But where is it actually? There are just two small pieces of cloth, front and back, that's all. So what else is there? Yes, I can't explain it. I've been relying on it for a long time and have been deceiving them for a long time. Because at that time, there was no technology, so it was possible to deceive them. But now, I can't deceive them. I only went to see on the dog walking day. No one was delusional.
See, I'm not showing off money from selling amulets, When it comes to selling amulets, I've already sold the most expensive ones.
I won't say how many digits. Not going to talk about it. And if you want to buy it, it's expensive, really expensive. But I won't say, if you want to buy it, I won't say just look at the picture. Especially this one. If you want to know the price, just ask. Because have you ever seen pure gold for the whole piece? Yeah, you can even mention the name. So if you want to talk about it later, sure. Yeah, this one is genuine gold, real gold. And it's old gold, very old. Nowadays, the next batch of these Buddha amulets goes for over 400 zero baht. When it comes to gold, they classify it by different eras, which makes it easy just. Put it in the machine and you'll immediately know which legal standard the gold belongs to. If you try to make them nowadays, you just can't choose. You can't do it. You can't compete with the gold formula, especially with those so-called expert idiots who go around talking nonsense. If you take all the gold, melt it down, and recast it, it's still the same, sorry. But if you remake it, it's just a new piece. And if you remake it again, it's just another new piece. There's no such thing as remaking it, and it becomes old. I've heard this from a lot of people. These idiots will say that.
The so-called experts from the association are destroying Thai amulets. The association of so-called experts is destroying Thai Buddha images and amulets, really destroying them. The association says that. They even take bricks from Kamphaeng Phet province, grind them up or carve them into Buddha images, and then have them inspected. The old experts, as usual, aren't skilled. I went to ask after construction worker, and even he could answer that it's impossible. So it means they're not genuine, they're new. It shows up there won't be any old residue on the bonding material, which is important. It's like if you try to rush or cut corners, it will reveal itself. And another thing, if it's metal, some people say they take old metal scraps, melt them down, and recast or stamp them again.
Isn't it the same every time? Well, many people say you can recast the bell multiple times. They say, take the old bell metal, which is brass, right? So whenever you recast it, you have to rework it each time. That just shows they have no knowledge at all. Whoever says you can use old metal, old Buddha images, or old brass items,
then melt them down and stamp them into Buddha images, claiming they're old Buddha images. These people are uneducated.
From the very beginning.
These people, when they melt the metal, it has to go through high heat.
And as I just mentioned, the main method here is to use brass casting. So it's not melted in a regular furnace. Therefore, if you try to rush or do anything hastily, it will crack on its own. You can't rush it. You can't rush it because it requires heat. It has to go through high heat and the right mixture of materials. It's a completely different matter. But I feel it's good that more people are becoming interested in the scientific approach. That's a good thing because then everyone will have the same standard. The government should also be involved. They should be strict in inspecting this matter. Anyone who wants to join this association must truly have real knowledge. It's not just about making something up and deceiving people. That's not what it should be. The association, for example...
At the Association for Evaluating Amulets, you have to listen to the judging committee. Even better than the amulet competition judges, this one really stings. People say it hurts a lot. Why make such a comparison? Well, it's about the simplest things.
Dog. Listen, don't think it's always right. There are cases where people have been cheated out of 10 million, even tens of millions. Everyone who comes to judge must learn both the basics and the structure, like a doctor, and they also need to have knowledge in this field. For example, when it comes to judging dogs, there are many Thais who judge in Western countries because they go through the World Association. The World Association is the organization that oversees this. In Asia, it depends on Japan. Japan is the leader in this field. So in our country, our dog association must be affiliated with them.
You see, I bought a lot of them.
If I had money, I could just buy a lot of dogs and become a dog show judge, but it doesn't work like that. It's not like anyone can just be a judge. It's not like being a monk or anything like that. There's no such thing. You really need to have genuine knowledge. For example, you must truly understand a dog's structure and know all the details. The testicles, spine, hips, and all those things are determined by genetics. You have to know the dog's lineage. An experienced breeder or judge, just by looking at the dog or handling it once, can immediately tell if the dog has any defects. Because don't forget, with dogs, the movement of the left and right leg is different. So the next step will be like this, and that's why they can run for a long distance. Therefore, if a dog is 2 months old and wants to go to what we call the Sia, if its hips are like a bowl, they'll break right away, so that it won't have to suffer. Yes, because if the hip joints are too far apart, it can't sit like this. It has to sit leaning to one side, and if it tries to run even a little, it will start hopping because it just can't handle it. Therefore, everything has to be listed, trained, and tested before someone can be approved by the association to become a judge. And this association of judges isn't just limited to Thailand. If they have this certificate, they can judge dogs anywhere in the world. This is what you call truly international. But in the amulet community, it's a mess. Even a kid who just wipes the display cases can become a judge. Or someone who's clueless, like a diabetic, can also become a judge. If you buy a lot and get scammed a lot, you can become a judge too. So when we compare this to the dog world, we see that their system is the best. The comparison, yes, it's very clear and concrete that they have an examination process. I've mentioned before, let's say, for example, there are 2 dogs. If both are equally beautiful, everything is the same. There's no difference at all. It's hard for the judges to decide. They don't know which one to pick. So what they do is have the dogs run. Because these are working dogs. The judges will actually turn their backs and not watch. Then they let the owners run the dogs. If the owner can't keep up, they're allowed to switch handlers and let someone else run the dog. Whichever dog gives up or stops running, that one is eliminated. Then they deduct points if it comes down to the final round and they have to make the ultimate decision for first place and both dogs are still exactly the same in every way. I'd say it's 50-50 really. If you can win, it's like you just keep running and running without stopping. But that's how the industry is. And whichever dog barks first, that one gets involved. But in this business, it's the opposite. Everything is the opposite. Everyone's just pretending.
Kicking is normal, you know. Betting on the other team is normal. So that won't work tomorrow. You know, the Buddha heads in the association on a personal level.
I don't really go looking for anyone, you know. I've never cared at all. So if anyone wants to comment, go ahead, Ms. Ratchada. Why don't I care about this? Because there's no real knowledge here. It's all just lies. They just create content and lie. For example, someone's mom came and said Luang Wichan was a mounted police officer and then she got shot. So there's a print of Luang Wichan. And there's a Somde's Buddha amulet that someone wears around their neck. I saw it worn around the neck, or in a bag I saw that. You see, right? Everyone watches and just laughs. But my palm leaf manuscript here still stands strong and has its own value. On the paper, at the end, it's written in Old Thai script. In there, Luang Wichan is a master craftsman made cake making. If you look at it, 160 years ago compared to now, the police have only just started to be around for a few years. May Upama could do it, but this one here, May, is a bit simple-minded. She believes them. That riverside shop, you know.
He said he thinks the Riverside shop just came about recently. Before that, there were no Riverside shops. Before 2500 BE, there weren't any shops like that. The air conditioner center, the houseware store, my friend's shop was going to move to Thakrachan. There really weren't any Riverside shops. The Riverside shop is something made up, a fabrication by Tienkam Malo. He said he made the mold himself and set the fishbowl in himself.
It's the same thing. That kid who's always making things up, that liar, Bo Bai Mai, where did he go to cast? Not a foundry. He went to the mint in Switzerland to watch their mint coins. He looked at the coins and claimed his father was Nairn's son.
Even if you're a foreigner, unless you're the Prime Minister or an important figure in our country, you still can't get in. Our country can't just go and dismantle theirs either. It's not easy to get in and see. It's not allowed. But I went to check if what was said was still true or if things had changed.
They probably deleted it, but it's likely old stuff. If it's still there, it's probably the old one. I went to check it out. Some of these guys aren't even 20 yet, and they're already faking grade 6 coins, each one making up their own grade 6 story. Especially when it comes to the coin edges, they cut them so precisely. Every little detail, every little edge, every popular cut, every pipe cut, whatever, you name it. But you can see the proof for yourself. Those sword edges on the side don't actually exist. If people want to keep playing around, let them. Just use your own judgment.
Just for peace of mind.
This is it. It's like there's nothing that's really standardized. Whether someone comes or goes as Prime Minister, I'd like it to be about soft power. As long as these troublemakers aren't dealt with, there's no way it can truly become soft power. Not like this. Now, they've turned themselves into coin minters and creators, so prove it to them. This obsession with blocks, with trends.
Who actually likes it then?
Popular money.
From what I know, Kumpui, if someone has a lot of amulets from a certain mold or with a certain rim, they'll immediately claim it's popular. But if it belongs to someone else, they'll say it's not popular. So they can buy it at a cheap price. Alright, I'll drop by and visit the chat every 2 or 3 months so our fans can scratch that itch to talk again. I'm gonna see Grandma Wee now. You can call me anytime at 818-117-7000-777 and also 815-177. Uncle Pui lost.
This number at this time, if you buy and sell, is 5 million per plot. You can get 100,000 in cash. Over 20 years ago, it was 500, 0. Over 20 years ago, 500, 0, and now it has to be up to 5 million, right? These two numbers, 10 million. You need to have these two numbers